Hello friends, I am Sunil Ranjan and I am giving you what is important for you and what you need to write. Now coming to tragedy. Tragedy is as old as 5th century BC. It was the Greek philosopher Aristotle who wrote in his treatise Poetics that tragedy represents a serious reality that is complete in itself. The earliest known Greek plays are all tragedies, and many Greek philosophers believed that tragedy was the highest form of literary art. Aristotle argued that tragedies give us a feeling of catharsis or the release of pent-up feelings. He believed that a good tragedy was a productive, safe way to relieve those negative emotions. In literature, however, a tragedy is a drama that shows the protagonist involved in a significant event and meets his spectacular downfall. It has elements of fate, sacrifice, destiny, and duty. The defeat also urges the hero to search for answers regarding the relationship between human beings and the Creator. Heroes in tragedies are often taken from myths and classical literature. They are flawed but courageous. Now, coming to the 6 major characteristics of tragedy. The first one is plot. Now, plot is the center of the play that unites all other elements. A plot can be complex or linear. It provides space for twists and reversals of fortunes for the hero. In the plot, the protagonist causes imbalance, and his doing so finally leads his downfall. A plot arouses pity and fear in the minds of the audience. It gives meaning to the character. It requires a logical and ordered sequence. Now coming to the next point, that is the second point, that is the second major characteristic of tragedy, that is character. Now, characterization forms the base to the plot. There may be many characters in a tragedy in their beliefs, appearances, and habits. They may be very close to real people or completely imaginary. The flawed hero is not perfect. He struggles to balance his virtues with his drawbacks. He aspires to become a real hero in terms of courage, morality, and strength. It is only such an admirable character who will be able to get pity and fear from the audiences. Now, coming to the next point, that is the next characteristic, that is thought. Now, thought represents something as important and rational, a condition or circumstance. It represents the intellectual element of a tragic drama. This also includes the various themes depicted in the tragedy, which are expressed through speech. Such speeches are employed to reveal and unravel characters. Now, the next characteristic is diction. Diction is the fourth characteristic. It is the selection of words used by the dramatist. The chosen words arouse feelings in the audiences. They are also taken to have different meanings to different people. Thus, diction is the portrayal of emotions through the instrument of words. Words carry with them meanings that stimulate the desired responses in the audience. The fifth point is, that is the fifth characteristic, and that is musicality. Music deepens the impact of events in a tragedy. The classical Greeks regarded it as an art managed by the muses. They set the mood by inciting passions and inducing states of mind that could even help to heal one in grim cases of tragedy. Music enhances the emotional and cathartic value of a tragedy. And the last point is, that is something spectacular, and that the point is stagecraft. Stagecraft is the organization of the stage It is important for the conversation of writing into a sensorial experience. It enhances the dramatic and emotional grasp of the written word. It adds to the relevance of an event. The addition and execution of spectacular effects can elevate the theatrical performance to a sensational one. Now, coming to the examples of tragedy in English literature. Well, there are 6 major tragedies, and of course there are a number of tragedies, but what I have mentioned here are the 6 tragedies. Number 1, Sophocles, Oedipus. So Oedipus by Sophocles. So Sophocles, Oedipus. The second one is Christopher Marlowe's Dr. Faustus and Edward III. Number 3, William Shakespeare's Macbeth, Othello and King Lear. Number 4, John Webster's The White Devil and the Duchess of Malfi. Fifth is Henrik Ibsen's A Doll's House and the Wild Duck. And finally the 6th one is Arthur Miller's All My Sons and Death of a Salesman. Well, this was a session on tragedy, and well friends, if you have subscribed to my channel, thank you very much. If you haven't, do subscribe to my channel, because in the time to come you will be getting to know more and more about English literature and its different elements. Thank you.